Hi there, beautiful people. My name is Carrie, and today I'm bringing you a reading to help encourage you along the path of transformation that you are currently experiencing in your life. If anything in this reading resonates with you, I would love it if you would drop a comment. Let me know how it relates to you, what's going on in your life. Not only does this help the algorithm in order for it to find the people that my readings are meant for, but it also helps me as a reader to understand more about the things that I need to talk to you about, the things that I can bring to you, what kind of messages are going to be most helpful for you. So we have Nelys the ALCHEMIST. Nelys the ALCHEMIST is coming in to tell us about how we can approach a situation in our life, or the transformative process we're experiencing with more ease. What areas are we trying to control too much, and how we can relax into this and allow it to move forward in a way that's beneficial for us. Okay. So I have the Strength card here out of my Robin Hood deck. In this Strength card, the thing that's really standing out to me isn't as much just the woman or the lion, even though, yes, this is very much a symbol of gentleness. What's standing out to me here is this field and the mountains, right? So this valley that the woman and the lion are in, surrounded by the mountains, gives me the impression that you've created a safe space for yourself, a container for your work. You have, decided on something you want to do. You are establishing boundaries. You are knowing where to put your energy, and you are nurturing it, right? Don't try to force it. That's going to be counterproductive because you've created this kind of a space for ease, right? Backing up that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the woman in the Nine of Pentacles, she is the self-made woman. You might be a self-made woman, you might be a self-made man, or non-binary individual. And, what's kind of standing out to me in this card, there's a couple things here. So it might be a little hard to see with the camera, but on her glove, we actually have the Venus symbol on the falconer's glove and her falcon, which gives me this impression of, receptivity, right? The falcon is her ability to see things from a higher perspective, to see what's going on outside of just her personal space, that psychic intuition, right? Also, seeing this with the color of her dress, this purple here, and she's picking these grapes, and if we're looking at this from an alchemical kind of point of view, these grapes that she's picking, she's making wine. This alchemical process here, it's kind of a matter of fermentation. So you might be at a point right now to where something in your life is fermenting. You might be at a point to where you're seeing something break down. And maybe this is making you a little bit uncomfortable, but remember that the final outcome is going to be something more, right? I'm thinking of the wine more than just simple intoxication. It kind of gives me this concept, this idea of inspiration. You have an insight you are working toward, but you have to allow the process to come to its conclusion. Now, while we are waiting for this fermentation process, we might find ourselves feeling like the Five of Wands here. These individuals, they seem to be in some sort of competition, contest, maybe combat. The strife here, the discord that you're experiencing within yourself, your upset of your direction, of your energies, your emotions, it's not quite balancing things out, right? So their wands almost form a pentacle, not quite. So that pentacle could represent, what is it you are working toward? What is the thing, the manifestation you're building? So as long as you're allowing your emotions to overwhelm you, or you're feeling impatient, rather than taking the time to gently build the thing, it's actually going to make it harder for you to create whatever you're working toward. So the solution here is in the Two of Pentacles. Okay, in the Two of Pentacles here we have this young man, juggling pentacles. You have the infinity that you see, right? The flow. This gives me the impression how much, like in the Temperance card in traditional decks, you see the angel with his cups pouring between one cup and the other. This kind of process, right? So what you want to do here is you kind of want to try to maintain this equilibrium in your emotions. This, kind of keep working through them. An emotion might come up, work with that. Another emotion comes up, work with that. Eventually, what happens as you continue to work through and sort through your emotions, we get the Hermit. And in this case, I'm not looking at the Hermit in terms of like solitude or the loneliness. I'm looking at his lamp. I'm getting this idea of the Philosopher's Stone. You get to this point to where after enough processing, after enough, working through things, you get this aha. You get this breakthrough. Something takes off. Something succeeds at a level that you did not expect. Or if you did come to expect that this is going to succeed in some sort of way, in some sort of powerful way, it's going to succeed in a way that you didn't expect. All right. Now, sometimes when you get, somewhere along into the lines of your creative process, your alchemical process, you kind of feel like your hands are off, right? At this point, you feeling like I don't really have any input. I feel like I want it to be going this way. This is something that, I expect that this is how it should appear. Okay? So you feel like, now because you have to be hands off, that you feel kind of like the Five of Pentacles. You feel like you're out in the cold, that you don't have any input, you don't have any, way of adding to the creative vision. But with the Five of Pentacles, we know that these individuals here are either on the side or the back of the temple, and that if they were to walk around to the front, they would find the doors open. They would find somebody ready, waiting for them, ready to welcome them into the warmth, to provide food for them, okay? But you have this feeling, this kind of stubborn feeling of like, this isn't what I wanted, or this is not how I wanted things to turn out. But if we look at the Three of Wands here, take a moment, observe the things that are coming in. If you look at the things that are coming in your life, you might actually realize that these are things that I asked for. This is my creative vision in process. It might not be the thing that I'm thinking of right now, but it's the thing that I thought of a week ago, right? It's the thing that you set into motion earlier on, and you're starting to see it come in. But say, like, if we're going back to that winemaking analogy, say you've got a wine that you've made, you've processed your grapes, you've got the mush, it's fermenting, and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I would love if I could add these particular spices to the wine, or make this small adjustment or this small adjustment. But the thing of the matter is, when you have that container, when your fermentation process is set in, you don't want to tamper with it, right? You don't want to interfere with the process. So, this is something you started. This was your creative vision. But like the Seven of Cups, you have these ideas. You have more ideas, because you want bigger things. You want more things for yourself. There's this temptation to be like, okay, now I want to create this. Now I want to create that. Let the first thing that you created come to fruition. Let it take form, right? You will get there. looking at the Ace of Pentacles here, you know, this kind of goes along with this idea to me. See, we have this pillar. So what you're building right now is the structure, right? You've got your foundation set. You're building the supports, the pillars, okay? That first thing that you set into motion, make it solid and strong, right? By doing this, by allowing the first thing to successfully build, to successfully conclude before you start, creating new things, before you start trying new things, you're going to build something more solid to support your other visions and dreams on. Knight of Pentacles. Take your time. While the other knights in the tarot, say the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, might be quick, or Knight of Cups, might have that emotional volatility. The Knight of Pentacles is patient. He knows he's going to get where he's going. He takes each step along the way, one step at a time. He pays attention to where he's going. He builds up his confidence. He builds up his success by taking each step as it comes. Okay, so I feel like this is going to conclude our reading here. Just a reminder from Nelys, you are creating something you wanted. The thing that is in process is a thing that you asked for. Work through your emotions. Okay? One emotion, pouring the cup into the next. Another emotion, pour the cup into the next. You will get to the vision that you created. You are not left out in the cold. This was a thing you created. This was your vision. You have ideas, fantastic and wonderful ideas. You will get to make them. However, build your strong supports first. Take your time. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear in the comments from you. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit the bell button for notifications, and I'll see you next time.